Nigel Farage has warned China was a bigger threat to our independence than EU in a video posted on Twitter as he vowed to ensure we are no longer dependent on Beijing. The leader of the Brexit Party uploaded a video to the social media platform saying his next campaign had begun. In the caption accompanying the video, Mr. Farage wrote, "Stopping China is the next big battle to fight." Speaking of his next big challenge after Brexit, Mr. Farage said, "A bigger threat to our independence, our way of life, our liberty, and it is China." Those scenes last night as police officers went around London to make sure nobody got over the fence to celebrate in Trafalgar Square. He added, "But China are doing their absolute best to take over the world. They're throttling democracy in Hong Kong and they'll do their best to do it elsewhere. They've taken over many of the resources in Africa. This Chinese Communist Party poses a massive threat to the world, a threat to our freedom, a threat to our way of life." Mr. Farage went on to explain that his next political mission would be to ensure Britons understood who China are. He added, "So my next campaign is to make sure people understand who China are, what the Chinese Communist Party is, what it's doing to its own people, what it wants to do to the rest of the world. We need to wake up to the threat that is posed by China. And 2021 begins my next campaign. And that is to make sure we are no longer dependent on China." Some Twitter users agreed with the former UKIP leader, claiming China was a threat to the UK and ought to be stopped. One person said, "The China threat has been coming for a long time. A wolf in sheep's clothing, and while previous governments have welcomed them with open arms, they have had an agenda to destroy our way of life and replace with their own. I just hope we haven't woken too late." Another commenter added, "The CCP uses economic development as a bait to attract the international community. Its main goal is to promote the CCP's evil system to the international community. Let people disobey the order of civilized society. Use illegal means to steal and bribe." A third user wrote, "This was the best news I've heard all day. Someone who sees the Chinese for who they really are. Only the EU fanatics can't see the threat that China poses." Others, however, opposed Mr. Farage's remarks, with one user claiming, "Brexit should be an opportunity to forge better relations and benefit from that rather than entering into some ridiculous counter-productive conflict with them." Another user added, "Everything you're probably wearing or using right now was made in China. Your Android phone? Definitely, 100%. If you want to stop them, you'll have to give up 70% of everything you own."